there's something about Finke just being one of those epic races that you have to do it, and that's really how it started for us.
I always wanted to live the Finke dream and head out there. Those whoops have got something about them that just absolutely drive a man crazy. You've got to get out there and get amongst them.
Man, those whoops are brutal. It is just, man, like words can't even begin to describe it. The 3 to 4 foot whoops are just awesome. It's just fourth gear, wide open, skimming across the top of it.
Mate, we're here because it's the only place to be. If you want to come to the most advanced race in Australian off-road racing, it's got to be the Finke Desert Race. Anybody who's anybody will be here. If I had to push a wheelbarrow, I'd be here.
The Finke Desert Race isn't just about the buggies and trucks. Each year, over 400 bikes enter the iconic race.
I don't know why I come back, but there's just something about it that just drives me insane. You come here and you're shitting yourself, you're scared, and you do it. You get your result and you come back at the end of it and you feel like you've just achieved something, no matter whether you're top 20 or top 100. You know, you feel like you've achieved something. 2 weeks later, I get the phone call back from Michael Vroom like last year. Do you want to do it again? Something about you just goes, hell yes, yes, I want to come back. And then about a month before the actual event, you're like, why am I doing this again?
Finke is about one thing, man, passion. It's such an awesome event.
Before the races head into the prologue, every bike, quad, buggy and truck must be thoroughly checked over by scrutineers to make sure they meet all the safety regulations. After the race vehicles have completed scrutineering, they are all then put on display for the local Alice Springs public to admire and meet the drivers and riders that are about to compete in the race. After all the final checks and adjustments are made, all the racers head home for one last nervous night of sleep before the iconic race gets underway with the prologue. first step in taming the mighty Finke is prologue. This is to help seed competitors for grid positions for the first leg down to the Finke River. Prologue is raced on an 8-kilometre circuit, testing competitors and their vehicles.
I'm sitting in 3rd place overall at the moment for qualifying. There's still some guys obviously to go, so hopefully I stay there. Tomorrow pretty much just survive. You know, like this is a gnarly race. Obviously it's my 2nd time around at this, and sure, you know, I'd love to go for it, but I want to stay safe at the same time, so should be a good day.
Yeah, running around prologue this morning, the car went well. We did what we wanted to do. We had a clean run, finished up okay. So yeah, the car still goes. Everything's good.
The race follows the old Ghan Railway from Alice Springs in the north to the Aboriginal township of Apachula in the south, which itself lies on the banks of the ancient Finke River. The 226-kilometre sprint begins on Sunday morning with all 80 vehicles and 400 bikes rocketing off the start line for the first gruelling leg from Alice to the Finke River.
It's a 2005 Jimco 2000 series. It was actually built by Wilson Motorsports in the States. Runs a pretty healthy 5.7 gen in it and a 4-speed H-pattern Fortin. King's 4.0 6 bypass shocks on the rear and King 2.5 4 bypasses on the front. We've come to this race just to chase a survivor's spike. In 2010, both Dan and myself rode it on a bike. So we sort of knew what we were expecting, but this being our very first full-size track race in the Jimco, we really come here just to learn how to drive it, just to learn what to do with it suspension-wise. So we're coming in a bit wide-eyed and everything like that, but we're really looking forward to just getting as much drive time as possible. Ultimately, we're here just to chase a survivor spike, but in saying that, we'd like to do as well as possible.
The truck's a new Geiser truck, built by Rick Geiser. We're really happy with it. It's a smaller size truck, built for Australia. We have a Dugan's V8 in it. It's a Chevy style downdraft. Suspension, we run Fox shocks, all set up by Geiser Brothers. We haven't done much to it really. We basically turnkey. We raced this car past the city and yeah, in the States, and had fun with it. So really we were pretty comfortable with the car coming here, and our plan this year was to just have a good clean run and get settled into the car. We need to keep the car in one piece and have a clean run, keep out of the trouble and be ready for next year. We'd like to do a little bit more planning on the track before we push too hard, but this year's a good shakedown for the truck and ourselves, and yeah, we're pretty keen.
A CRF 450. Can't fault it at all, you know, the bike's unreal. Michael Vroom from Desert Edge just went and got our bikes all kitted up. We had our FMF pipes flown from America that just You know, he's a smart guy with what he does with the suspension and stuff, and just can't fault him. You know, it's exciting just to hear the bike start, let alone get on it and ride it. So we run a big Michelin Desert tyre for this event, but for qualifying for prologue day, we put the standard wheel back on. The Desert Michelin tyre is obviously you know, it's just big and chunky to withstand the poundings that it cops out there with the rocks and the squares. So yeah, that's pretty much it, and maybe gear it down, you know, make it a bit taller in gears so we can reach that 170k mark. Yeah, first of all, I'd love to thank Desert Edge Motorcycles, you know, Michael Vroom, Honda Australia, Offroad Cartel, you know, all those guys are just so supportive with all this dirt racing, so I can't really thank them enough. Obviously there's Scott, Thor, Alpine Star, obviously Mum and Dad.
Huge supporter behind the bike and helping us out getting the bike out here, and Offroad Cartel and Loose Kid and a few other people like that. Just everything helps get you out of here. It's a lot of money to come out here, so yeah. I went to 450 this year instead of the big bore, instead of the 505. Just a bit easier to hang on to over the couple of hours. Oh, it's going to be dusty, but hopefully just stay in one piece, yeah. Should be good. Hopefully just probably make my way a bit further up the pack, yeah.
One of the coolest things about Finke is it's basically a 226k sprint to an overnight stop and then a 226k sprint back. And we camp overnight just outside of the Finke River. And I think there's just something about being in the middle of nowhere. All the teams sort of band together, and you know, Billy's helped us out with parts, Chris Minge's helped us out with a welder, just a few little things that we've needed, you know, that you wouldn't probably get at other events because town's so close. But all the people come out and camp. The fireworks, I mean, it's like fire in the sky here on a night like tonight. And the dust, there's a lot of dust, but there's a lot of dust everywhere here today. So, but the iconic part of the Finke is definitely the fireworks, but getting to camp out for the night, I think it sort of makes it a bit of a level playing field as well. So.
Check it out there at home on your screen. And